Hey everybody, it's Coach Rob. Welcome back to another Coach's Log here at PosPerformanceCoaching.com. I am here to talk to you guys and gals about motivation again. I typically find that this time of the year, when we are smack between two different peaks for racing or training purposes, that motivation can be in short demand. We have our first peak, maybe early spring, late spring, early summer, and then we have a transition period. And that transition period is kind of an unloading phase, if you like. You start to de-stress the body and you gain some perspective, and maybe you're a little bit less tired, but when you come back, usually from vacation or a regeneration camp, you discover that you don't have the same power that you had when you started. It comes back quickly sometimes, and for others it may take a little bit while longer. So in that time frame, sometimes motivation takes a hit. And especially now that we're dealing with the pandemic and we're all doing the best that we can to maintain our motivation levels and our enthusiasm, let's give you a few ideas here to think about. One, first and foremost, reevaluate your goals. Not everyone's able to race, and that is completely understandable. There's not a whole lot we can do about that. As you reevaluate your goals, definitely think more along the lines of performance-oriented goals and less about outcome-based goals. Be realistic about those goals, especially for the next 4 to 6 month period, probably closer to 4 months. We're running out of real estate now. I know that there's approximately 10, maybe 12 weeks left in what would be the normal race calendar. And in that time period, what you might want to be thinking about is, okay, somewhere along the power curve, you've got a number that maybe you've been trying to attain at the sharper end, somewhere in the 1 minute to 5 minute power range that you've not been able to accomplish before. That's very doable. If you come to me and you say, hey, I really want to increase my FTP, again, that might be a tough pill to swallow. Also, start thinking about smaller percentage increases. Think things in the neighborhood, especially if you've been at this for a while, you're dyed-in-the-wool person has been training for a long time, you might want to be thinking closer to somewhere in the neighborhood of 5%, maybe a maximum of 10%. It's very, very difficult to see greater than 20% year-over-year gains on your functional threshold power. So the farther up you go into that curve, past 20 minutes, 20, 30, 60, 90, and 100, it can become more and more difficult to increase that percentage of gain in such a short period of time. Also, don't be afraid to think about adding more volume. The other thing too is think about where you started in this whole process. Don't beat yourself up. Take a look at all the work you've already done. Look at all of the training that you've accomplished, all the group rides, group runs, races that you've competed in, all the work that you've done recently on indoors on maybe Zwift, and give yourself a big old pat on the back. You deserve it. You've come a long way. Then the other thing that I would add to this is start thinking about the people that you're surrounding yourself with. If there are people in your camp that you are around regularly, they're cranky, they're very negative, they don't think well of themselves. And if that starts to spill over into your day-to-day and your thought processes, we've got a problem. So surround yourself with enthusiastic people. I know right now it's incredibly difficult to do that with all of the various guidance and governance that we have from a local and federal perspective, especially in the United States right now. And it's very, very tricky and quite possibly dangerous to be outside with lots of people. So that being said, you start taking a look at virtual scenarios. If you've got teammates, don't forget, reach out to them. And even if it's just your coworkers from time to time, reach out to them. Just say, hey, it doesn't always have to be about business. I find that that can go a long way to helping you when things get back to normal. You check in with teammates, you check in with competitors. I have certainly reached out to people that I race against just to see if they're okay and their families are okay. And we kind of talk about hopes and dreams, things we're hoping that will happen next year with racing. And it helps. It really does, to lift your spirits. And then finally, the other thing too is that you've got to remember that in a time like this, one of the things that's helped keep me going as a coach and as an athlete is I feel like I've been given an opportunity to experiment and put in new things into practice that I've never thought to try before. And some have led to really good results and things that I will be offering to my athletes going forward. Other experiments I've taken a look at and went, mediocre results. I don't know. I'll keep that on the back burner. It might apply to somebody else. And that information is proving to be invaluable. I've had a lot more time on my hands to read and research than I've had before. I don't have a long commute for the day job. All of these things have really, really helped me to develop as an athlete and to develop as a coach. So do yourself a favor, go easy on yourself, reflect on your past performances and be proud of that work. Surround yourself with effective and energetic people. Make sure that you put those others that are naysayers, cranky, and grumpy, put them to the side, and start thinking about how the work that you're doing today is going to make it a much better season when we're all through this together. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your training week, and I look forward to talking to you very soon.